I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about you, right? You actually run the largest Instagram product management account. I think I had my Instagram account posting for like 2 years and I acquired like 360 followers or something like that. And I acquired, maybe like 100K lifetime impressions. Then I reposted like three of your memes and I got like 200K impressions right away. So you have mastered Instagram for product management. Talk us through your story with Instagram. How did you even discover this meme space? How have you grown to become the king of PM memes on Instagram?
Yeah, it's sort of it wasn't really intentional. I started out with it was funny. I started out on Twitter. It was sort of like where I started posting product management content, and as soon as I posted, I like my first good meme. It got a lot of engagement, and it's sort of easy when you're posting on social media to start optimizing for things that maybe you shouldn't optimize for just because they're getting the most likes or the most engagement. And so I realized, I can't have my Twitter because I'm still trying to create real content on there. I can't have it only be memes, even though even to this day, there's still some temptation to do that. So I was like, okay, well, what is a platform I don't necessarily care about, as much and is a much better place for memes? And right around this time is also when Threads was coming out, and so that was when Twitter was in its early Elon days. People were saying that maybe Twitter was going to completely die as a platform. That was the only place I was posting. So I started posting my memes there, and then I don't know. I just like making memes. I think that was what it was early on. And the nice thing, which I kind of look back on it and a little bit fondly, is this was like sort of pre-LLM or when LLMs were still pretty bad. So they were all just like genuinely like, I was just coming up with these memes, and it was just this challenge of like, I have to think of these completely on my own. And so just really being consistent, like posting images like 2 times a day, every weekday. And then I started posting reels, and then Instagram just loves reels. And that was where it got a little bit harder because with memes, with like image memes, there's a bunch of examples. For any given popular meme format of an image, you can find like tons of examples, and then you just kind of think like, okay, well, what's a product manager version of this? And with reels, you have to take videos where you can't really find like a large database of where that video has been used for a meme before. And so I would say the challenge of writing good jokes with those video based memes went up, but then just like the rewards from Instagram also went way up. And then as you go, you kind of just start to find common themes. So one of the like most common themes that there's two common themes I'll just say that like if you're making PM memes, they just always work the best. One is the relationship between engineers and product managers. I think everyone just thinks it's so funny, and the key of really having like good Instagram or like things that go viral on Instagram is that it's a little bit less like on Twitter. It's like how witty and like how insightful is your meme. That's like really the main thing that will make it go big, or almost like how like irreverent. Whereas on Instagram, it's how shareable is it. And so if you post something like about the product manager engineering relationship, where the very common trope of the engineer being sort of the grumpy smart one who does all the work, and the product manager being like the peppy sort of dumber but like people person one who just takes all the credit. That type of format I think is just so shareable, because I think PMs relate to it and share it with their other PM friends. I think engineers relate to it and share it with their engineer friends. So I think just optimizing for what is like relatable and shareable is what I've realized is like the absolute sort of key to Instagram. And so there's the product manager engineering relationship, and then there's just in general the PM not doing any work. So like anytime you have a meme where like there's like a whole construction crew and there's one guy who like looks like he's working but he's just walking around, those types of memes just like always do well. So
Yeah, those
and then
memes.
besides that, it's
Right.
just consistency. Like I think I've posted 2 memes every weekday for like 2.5 years now, and that just
Wow.
compounds over time. Yeah.
And a story, right?
Yeah, I post them all to stories as well. That's yeah, that is like it's less of like a growth tactic, but it's like a good way for people to be able to like respond to you when you post.
Oh,
And anytime I get a DM, I respond to like every single DM, which I think also helps kind of keep it in people's feeds.
yeah, for sure. And are you using any AI agents or anything for your Instagram?
Oh yeah, good question. So I have built. So I mentioned that as like pre LM, because now it's like it's funny how many things these days I feel like it's hard to do them without like at least trying to use an LLM. So I have built something. I don't really use an agent, but I have like an I don't really have an agent, but I have a thing that I built. I guess we're not doing the screen share, but I could screen share it. Okay, so this is sort of my top secret weapon. So what I have is I call it Meme Mage. This is something I do eventually want to turn it into something that like is a real usable tool, but for right now, this is just mine. It's not quite. It's very optimized just for myself, but it's still. This is my first vibe coding project ever, so it has some things in here that are, I don't think are the best user interface. So the making jokes with LLMs is like a really interesting kind of context engineering challenge because when you're so just to show or illustrate the type of meme that I mainly post on my account are these like image or video that's happening in the middle with a caption on the top. And so very simple. So you can kind of like imagine how this type of joke or this type of format is common. But if you just tell an LLM like, hey, like here's some screenshots of this video, can you help me make a meme out of it? Then they won't really understand. And so what I have built is I built this little database of like templates for these different types of memes. And what it does is it uses Gemini has a model that can watch videos, and basically I will give it a meme, and it will try to understand like what the joke of the meme is. So in this video that we're showing here, there's like a train that just usually the joke will be like, when the weekend finally comes, and then it rushes by super fast. So what I have here is I have like this template that sort of explains like everything about how this joke works. It's like what is happening in this video, and then how exactly does this joke work, and then what are examples, and then I have this small little database of like personas. So I have like a product management persona. At one point I was trying to make a bunch of these different accounts, so I was testing this, but it's like, okay, product managers are this role, and then it's like examples of the types of jokes that person that likes. So then you kind of have like the right context that you need for the LLM, where you have who is the person and what types of jokes do they find funny, and then what is the template and what types of jokes can you make with that template, and then this is my sort of interface here where it will go and it will in this version it just randomly selects templates and then matches them against that persona, and so now it's basically sends off all that information to the LLM, and now it's writing captions.
Very cool. And I assume you edit these because it's an LLM, of course, but it's giving you so much fodder to like react to and improve.
Exactly. So now it has the videos, and then it shows like, product manager realizing they accidentally shipped the staging environment to prod, and like this is still pretty experimental, but I have like a bunch of different options, and it's one of those things where, because it's an LLM, like one of these 10 caption or one of these 20 captions that it makes for the videos will be like 90% of the way there, and then you still have to like kind of workshop the actual text. Usually they're like a few words too many, or there's like, oh, that's an interesting idea, but it needs to be worded a little bit different. Is how you like really get these to be good. But yeah, this is my secret weapon for being able to helping me create memes with LLMs.
Amazing. That's the secret weapon behind 2.5 years of consistency, guys. You're not going to grow to, what is the latest Instagram follower number?
I think we're at about 55K.
Wow. 55K for PM Niche is insane. They're like, I think that's higher than Lenny. That's insanely high. So good for you. What is this all turning into? What is the business of